Hello, my brothers and sisters. Eddie Marcus here again. On that constant path of liberation, freedom, life, satisfaction. I've often told you that this is hell. The place that we live here on earth is hell. You know, they have another place that they call heaven. Well, see, they also have given voice to the fact that you can only be in one or the other places, heaven or hell, that there is no in between heaven or hell. Well, they say heaven represents a kind of life, a special kind of life, and hell represents a special kind of life. And the kind of life that is representative of hell does not exist. Excuse me, let me back that one up. The special kind of life that represents heaven does not exist. But that which represents hell abundantly. Now, what does that say in reality? For me, and I'm going to give voice from where I see things. You know, where I see life is important. Does that mean that where you see life is important as well? Yes, it does. It means that the way you see life is important. But the way I see life is the way I see it, and it is the one that I can speak from. It is the one that I can testify to. And it is the one that I have chosen to be me because it is me, and I choose to give that to you as I make my case before you, the American people and the people of the earth. Yes, this is hell. Anywhere that there's pain and suffering is hell. Now, we have been led to believe that hell is an awesome, gruesome place to be. Your father's imagination takes you to the place of hell. And there's no argument with that. The problem here is that you have been led to believe that until you get there, you're not given the information that there's a path that leads to that. That's a depth of anti-God living. That's a depth of evil and unrighteous living. And anywhere that you have imagined certain things could happen in hell, somewhere on earth today, those very things are happening. People are being herded together and having their brains blown out as if they are nothing but a chicken ready to be eaten. Bombs are being dropped on people, killing babies and old folks like it's nothing. Now, this might not be happening where you are. Maybe it did already. Or maybe it's just on its path to you. But as long as these cancers exist, they spread. They go round and round and around. But it is an evident that we are in hell. Ladies and gentlemen, to be more specific and to kind of shorten this presentation, I would like to say there is what we know. And now that I tell you, speak to you from my perspective, where pain and suffering exist, that's hell. That says that any human being, anywhere on the face of the earth, that policy or something has been designed for people or discovered and exists for people that could eliminate any pain, any suffering that any people anywhere goes through. It is the duty and responsibility of heavenliness. It is the duty and responsibility of love. It is the duty and responsibility of goodness to execute that and take care and eliminate that problem. That's what heaven does. But not on the other side. On the other side, they got this thing using the people, abusing the people. taking all of the resources that heaven has made possible for evil as well as goodness, whatever you want to call it, down here as you take this walk of life. And you utilize it exactly for what it is that you represent down here is hell. Rather than work for the glory of something to do that you love, you work tirelessly trying to get money. Rather than having the liberty of just being you, while all of the things of life that you might desire just being made manifest for you so you can exercise and access them anytime you want to. Oh, my friends, heaven and earth. But look what they're trying to do to you in America. You think about what's happening in how this war is going on with Israel, and you think about Russia. You think about these guys who just willing to kill to have their way, and they're not gonna quit killing. That's as demonic and as hellish as they can get. Can you imagine Christ or Jesus or God or somebody saying some stupid stuff like that? We just gonna kill. We just gonna kill. And can you imagine people who rest around in heaven listening to some people talk about we just gonna kill. We just gonna kill. I mean, can you imagine that? No, you cannot imagine that. That would not happen. Can you imagine, my friends, what would happen if people were talking about killing folks for whatever their reasons were? And there were some there who represented love, who represented and understood God, who represented and understand the truth of life. You think that they would just be sitting down? No, what they would not do, they would not be taking up arms trying to fight. They would be giving truth the representation that only God's people could give, and God would support and back it up. But we don't even know that we're in hell. How can we become better? How can we make America better when we don't even know America is so messed up? This is what I propose, ladies and gentlemen, just to cut this conversation kind of short for the next couple of minutes. We're going here in America through a political season. As I have indicated, we got one of the most evil men that have ever lived in America, wants to be president. He has proven to America that he was evil. He has served a term as president and proven that he's evil. And since he's been out of the office, he's talked to let people know how evil he is, and promising if and when they give him a power again, he's counting on them to do it because he's suggesting that you are so evil you cannot keep your power from him. You got to give your power to him. You got to vote for him because you're just that evil and you can't help it. And when you give him that power, he's got you believing that he's going to go out and step on God's people like it's nothing. And you going to benefit from it. That's what he got you thinking. And you, like demons-led people, do follow. But it's not going to be that way because God got people here in America that's going to stand up for truth and stand up for righteousness. And we're not going to have to use guns to settle the situation. All we're going to have to do is let the country know that we are not going to accept what you're trying to put down. And if you think you're going to force it on us, you're going to absolutely have to force it on us by proving that you're agents of Satan. Because it'll only take that to expose you. And we're willing. It is the truth that will set people free when they see who you are for what you are and what you're willing to do to prove that truth is true. So, when this election comes around, they're trying to say they want to take all of your rights away. They already, like I said, they already got the resources that God has given everybody. Now you want to take all of your individual rights and try to dictate that to you. The proposal is that every right that God has ever given you, we the people of God reclaim. We reclaim all of the resources that God has given to humankind back to God for the purpose of serving humankind. We proclaim that each of us have the right to choose a career that gives us our greatest joy. And those careers have already been established because it has been determined as those things that are essential for our survival. They've already been established, so we just fill in the billet where it calls us. And we continue to engage with multiples and produce and create these goods and services for the reservoir in such an abundance that no one, not even you, would have to suffer anything. You don't have to lie as you do in hell. You don't have to cheat as you do in hell. You don't have to steal as you do in hell. You don't have to be a hater as you do in hell. You don't have to be a racist as you do in hell. You don't have to be a bigot as you do in hell. You don't have to be a murderer as you do in hell. You don't have to engage yourself in war as you do in hell. All of this stuff is for hell. And this message is to show you how to rise above all of that. Because now you're focusing on a power that is made known through evidence. A power that is made known by your having the ability to engage yourself in these careers, by your having the ability to access the resources and goods and services that have been made available to you in such a manner that your needs, your wants, and your desires are met. And your desire. Evidence. Rather than go with Trump and staying with the Democrats where they are, let us cause a manifestation of a new America, a new beginning of changing the world and the world's people as we know it, by liberating them to live according to at least God's way of living. And it is identified by the elimination of pain and suffering to anyone. And if the pain and suffering does not exist, then it's negotiable. We can work it out. Amen. Amen.